My name is Wisnu Muhammad Trianugeraha. I did my master's in public policy in 2021 at Crawford, and I'm currently working at a financial compliance, specifically in client due diligence and periodic review. The knowledge that I got from Crawford is actually quite connected to my current job. I understand that Crawford, specifically my degree is in public policy, and I'm currently working in financial compliance, but a lot of the core knowledge in Crawford was specifically for me that I got was policy making, and specifically policy implementation and application. And so it's really useful to look at policies that I have to do specifically within the realm of client due diligence on trying to break it down to its core and try to communicate those policies to clients to get the information that we need for our due diligence processes. So I did 2 internships. One of them is actually specifically under Crawford. I think it was under the course Applied Policy Project, and the other one was through the Australian National Internship Program, or ANIP. And it were 2 research projects, small, short projects, but it was specifically on policy research. It was pretty interesting to do research within the policy realm because I didn't really have a lot of policy making experience or the knowledge of policy making in general before I got to Crawford. I think it was pretty tough at first trying to apply the knowledge that I learned in class to my internships, especially because the 2 internships topics were different. So one was on national security and the other one on environment. And so trying to balance research within the national security and environment at first within the policy making setting was pretty tough. But like I said, I think the core knowledge of Crawford that I got was policy making, policy application. So trying to apply those knowledge in the policy setting within those 2 topics were eventually what got me my job, because it really showed me what kind of regulations and policies are in place in our society, and then the issues that societies also try to solve, and then it helped me trying to break down those regulation policies into core ideas and see what we can do with these core ideas that could be beneficial for the problem solving in society. Yeah, the reason why I started thinking about going to Crawford was because of my academic supervisor for my undergraduate thesis. And so she actually did her master's degree at ANU. And I think when I finally finished my bachelor thesis, she suggested that I should immediately go to do my master's. But by that time, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And so she asked me what kind of courses that you did during my undergrad that I found really interesting. And I was doing Foundation to Public Policy in undergraduate level. And I told her that that was pretty interesting. And she immediately said, oh, then you should go to ANU because ANU has Crawford School, and that is pretty much the leading policy school in Australia. And she also knew that I had a lot of Australia-Indonesia connections in the past as well. And so she said, she basically set me up to kind of like go to Crawford. She also gave me the recommendation as well to apply for the scholarship that is necessary for me to apply to Crawford. And then eventually after I realized Crawford is pretty much the best school for me, I've pretty much been by that time trying to build up my portfolio so that I could come here. One course, that would be back then it was called Environmental Policy and Communications, but I think it was changed to Communicating for Environment and Policies, something along the lines of that. It was taught by Rebecca Colfin. I think she's one of the best professors that I've ever had. And the reason why I found that class interesting, specifically for my job as well, is, as previously mentioned, I work with client due diligence, and so we need to make sure that we communicate the information that we needed from our clients as efficiently as possible. And the class basically taught me there are different ways to talk to people with different variables as well, and these approaches yield different results as well. And so I think it's important to always tailor the questions, the communication campaigns specifically for a set target audience. And understanding that particular concept is really helpful for my client due diligence, because I have to deal with different clients from different background, and then I need to put myself in their shoes in terms of how they perceive their own businesses, and then request information as needed. Yeah, I think just try to be as open and try out a bunch of new stuff. I think for me, I realized that I didn't get a lot of time to study in Crawford. I only had 2 years, and so my mindset at that time was I wanted to try anything that I wanted to try. And so that's the reason why I decided to do 2 internships. The whole point was to apply to 2 of them in hopes that one of them would actually come to fruition. But then I got very lucky that I got accepted into 2 research projects. Tough, but it was fun. And in terms of trying new stuff, it also applies not only within the university context, but also outside of university as well. I think within the 2 years of my entire degree, I did about 2 sports clubs and then 2 student organizations. I also tried a bunch of new sports outside of uni as well. I got the chance to explore Canberra all the way to the north and to the south as well. And I made like lifelong friends, not only from Canberra, but also internationally as well. And I think having those co-curricular activities outside of studying really helps with decompressing and de-stressing from the research and the studying at Crawford in general. It is tough, but I think it's important that we are there not only to study, but also to make friends, and also try our best to fit into or at least experience the local cultures as well. So what I did in Crawford is I tried my best to study hard, but also socialize hard. And so I was very fortunate that I managed to create different friend groups. And one of them, we ended up doing an annual, like a coast trip. So it was pretty fun getting to go to Central Coast, getting to the South Coast as well in New South Wales, experiencing rural Australia, and just pretty much just hanging out with people, hanging out with friends, and going to local establishments, talking to the local people, just pretty much like soaking up all of this cultural knowledge that these local establishments have. I think that was pretty fun. I did get hurt from sports, which I think it kind of comes with the territory. But again, I think because it's Canberra, everything is very close to each other, so it wasn't too big of a deal when I got hurt, and I pretty much recovered within 2 months. Yeah. Yes, I actually liked Vegemite. I know some of my peers did not like it, but I do, and I think that's because I've been exposed to Vegemite previously a few times. So like at some point, my breakfast was pretty much just Vegemite toast with just like a bit of butter, and that's pretty much what I had for like breakfast and lunch. Yeah, I think the one that my friend taught me was no workers. So it's no worries. So I think that's pretty funny. But yeah, and I keep using that.